In terms of what I find is successful about City Farm School, it's still very successful at drawing very motivated, kind, intelligent people to come and be a part of it and contribute to its growth. That's one of the things that as a project, I'm always, like, every year I'm always just like so happy to see see the new group of people that are coming in and like really motivated by that. It's really successful, I think, also in forming, in like assisting to form bonds between those people that last into the future. You see people who were City Farm School students in past years, and now they're like working together to do different projects still related to food security or urban agriculture. I think it's also successful in like linking different small producer projects. We have a lot of like friend partners like Cycle Alimentaire or NDG Food Depot and this kind of thing, where we've formed connections there. Or like, for example, the Hive Free Lunch, the coordinator there, Ev, is a former City Farm School intern. So these things are successful in like creating like a network of people who are working for change in the areas of food systems and staying connected to one another. I think that's one of the biggest successes of the project over the years. For me, I feel like that comes from, in part, our model is an experiential model. So we're all, like, the coordinators direct and teach to some extent, but to a large extent, it's like hands-on working together, problem solving together, a lot of discussion, a lot of time to like really hear out other people, and we create a lot of space for that, which I think builds trust and confidence in, like, people build trust in each other and confidence in themselves to make these projects happen in the future. We are very successful at growing garlic. We grow a lot of garlic. We have partnerships with People's Potato to grow a lot of garlic for them. And like in terms of the crops this year in particular, our brassicas were the bomb. It was the best year we've ever had for growing brassicas. And I think that's just a matter of experience and starting them differently in the seedling stage. What else? Our cucurbits were really good. Like, so there's certain crops that this year I'm really proud of, like brassicas and cucurbits, that it's taken time to like really learn how to grow them well in the conditions that we're growing them in. I felt like this year was really successful for that. Yeah, and I think another thing we did well this year, and I would attribute this a lot to my new coworker, Chesley, is we did our outreach. We partnered with a lot more organizations. We're going to be presenting at conferences. We're doing more networking and sort of getting out and meeting more people and like bringing new ideas into the project and sharing our ideas in a wider network. Yeah, so I think that's something we've been successful at, and in this year in particular, yeah, the brassicas were really good. Things where we need to improve on. One of the things that we noticed this year in particular, and I guess this is sort of not a failure, but a not success, I guess, is that our model of having an 8-month-long internship doesn't seem to be like an 8-month-long as only an 8-month-long internship where you sign up and you go right until the end. Seems like it needs to change, and I feel like the reasons it needs to change are very positive, because what we saw this year is people would start in the beginning, and then usually around like May, June, we had a number of people leave the program. A lot of them left the program because they had other opportunities for paid work in urban agriculture or different opportunities on different projects that were interesting to them, which was not the case in the past. So to me, that's really positive. That's like, great, there's other opportunities out there. People are being able to be more specific, tapping into different projects. They're available, and more people can then participate. So for us, what that's meant is, like, for moving forward for next year, is that we're looking at changing the model to make it more flexible, so that people who are working on different projects more often, they can still gain from this project and vice versa. So it's not solid yet exactly what we're going to do, but we're looking at making the 8-month-long internship more flexible, so that if people want to do the whole thing, spend their whole summer learning here, they can, or if they want to do sections here, sections of a season other places, they'll also be able to do that. the length of the internship and the inflexibility. It's not very flexible right now, so we'd like to make it more flexible. That needs improvement. Something else is that we'd like to change our markets a little bit. Again, this is our market this year was successful in many ways, but it wasn't as successful as past markets in terms of basically the amount that was raised from it, the amount of money that was raised from it. And I think that's also, again, when we started, there was like no markets around here, and now there are more markets, so there's more opportunities for people to go other places. So it's time for us to adapt as well. What I'd like to see happen is forming a stronger partnership with the Hive Free Lunch or other groups on campus to grow specifically crops that they are going to want, so we keep more of our food on campus in a manner that is contributing to sort of the sustainability of the food system right here, a very small scale local thing. While at the same time also taking our market and moving it to areas that are underserved in terms of sustainable produce or even just affordable produce that are nearby. There are neighborhoods around here, even with the growth of more markets, there are still some places that are underserved. And since we're not for profit, it's easier for us than it is maybe for other farmers to go into those areas with produce that's affordable in that space. So we'd like to do that. We'd like to sort of change the distribution channels of our market so that the stuff that's on campus is like directed specifically to other student-run organizations, and the stuff that's leaving the campus is going more to neighborhoods that need it, that we feel like we can provide.